anywhere for any devices, right? And
Yeah.
that we also understand like what are the key component we have. What is Zscaler, right? We discuss what is ZIA, what is ZPA, and what is JDX, right? That we have
Yes.
done. So if any questions, please feel free to ask, right? Else we'll move to next step. Also, we discuss when the Zscaler was founded, how many customer was there, what is Zero Trust Exchange platform. We'll have to do the deep dive on Zero Trust Exchange platform again. I'll explain what is the different component. So definitely it is going to be detailed discussion later on. But yes, at least you understand what is Zero Trust, right?
Yeah. So so if you have been installed a ZCC connection, ZCC on your machine, so you can reach out to the let's say to any application without the ZCC on.
Yeah, first we
Let's
have
say,
to understand, first we have to understand, right? Like you can raise the application, but that is going to check the policy.
okay.
Means you can reach anything, right? Just give me 1 minute, okay?
Yeah.
1 minute, 1 minute. So you can reach any applications, but only one thing is going to require. Do you have the right policy, right authentication? Two things is going to be required. If this is going to be there, you are going to allow access any website. If it is not there, you're not going to allow any application. Make sense? Even some scenario, let's suppose your GCC app is not there in the machine. We use the browser-based proxy server. Have you used the pack file in the browser? You might be know about it, right?
Yes. So when we talk about the pack file, that's when you're working, let's say, road warrior, like you said, to
Right,
transfer data, right?
right.
And
So,
then if you're working in the office,
hmm,
therefore you're using the tunnel GRE
right. Could be
okay.
IPsec as well. Could be IPsec, not only
Or
GR.
IPsec, yeah, IPsec or GRE. Okay.
Yes. So
Yeah.
let's
So
say,
yeah,
yeah.
then I try to like from what we discussed yesterday, I just try to like go through it and then I went to ZC Connect on my machine. I tried to disable it. It was asking for admin password, which
So
shows that I cannot
today,
disable it.
if you able to share your office machine, we'll try to do the setup for you as well. So it is going to good learning for you as well. If you can
Yeah,
share
if
your,
I share my office machine, it's gonna trigger an alert. So that's why I'm not using my office computer.
if you're going to use your office machine, what is going to happen?
It will trigger an alert.
Triggered on a LAN.
Yes, it will trigger an alert.
Okay, so the Zoom is not going to work on that.
Yes, it's not gonna work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, immediately if I connect Zoom on it, it will trigger an alert, and that's gonna be a serious situation on me on my side.
Oh, got it, got
Yeah,
it. Good. Leave it
yeah,
that. Leave it. No
yeah.
problem. So you can try by yourself. Okay.
Yeah, but so most of the things we do, I always try to go do some practice. But
Hmm.
like I said, I have just read only access.
Got it. So we have the Zero Trust Exchange, right? Now we know that overview.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what is the Zscaler Internet Access we discussed yesterday. That is going to eliminate your all hardwares that I explained, right? Means anything
Yep.
hardware that is going to be eliminated. It's going to be capable to protect against the malware, phishing, and threats. That's the ATP features, right? Advanced Threat Preventions.
Perfect.
That's going to ensure compliance with the industry standard, means whatever the transitions you are doing through the GIS gen or GIA data centers, they are going to make sure the enforcement of the compliances, government regulations, industry regulations, and whatever the standard like communication should be allowed, not allowed, that is going to be in place. Legal requirement is going to meet, right?
Yeah.
For every country, they have the different requirements. Like even working in China, so they have requirement no traffic should go out of the China. That's the regulatory of the government. So Zscaler Gen is going to enforce that regulations, and any Gen is or J data center in the China, that is not going to allow any communication out, right? And like that's given the example like Oklahoma state of threats, like they have like demonstrated like when blocking the impressive almost 394 652 threats within the 3 months. Just they are just discussing the one of the use cases in USA, then how effectively they block. So anytime any you see the live yesterday, right? When it is coming to anything in data center of Zscaler, they are going to inspect and they are going to block and they are going to make sure that is going to be not allow any unauthorized transactions.
Okay.
And GPA we discussed, like again, it's going to be secure and fast, right? It's going to reduce the your attack surface. It is going to eliminate your IP dependency. Integrate with the like legacy solutions, like we discussed yesterday. Anything you are want to access internally. So even we have the firewall that is going to be act as your internal infrastructures, and your traffic is going to be processed through that, and you can access any application from the anywhere. That's the GPA. And most important JDX we discuss about, that's all about the monitoring tool. Like it is going to help you to identify the any application performance, network issues. It is going to enhance your productivity. So everything, let's suppose any issue is going to be there, your JDX is going to help you to eliminate, isolate, and it is going to help you to suggest where is the issue, and based on that you can fix the issue. So your user experience is going to be very nice. Your application performance is going to be great, and productivity definitely is going to be increased because you have the very reliable connectivity. So I believe we are good. And these are the key benefits we discussed yesterday. Same thing, how it is going to enhance your security, reduce the cost, faster application access, and the better user experience. And that's going to be saved a lot of millions of the amount for the different geography of the countries, or might be they across the world. So that's the key benefits. Now let's just start. This is nothing that is the including your GIA, GPA,
स्पेस कम था स्पेस कम किया था
JDX,
फिर स्पेस खाली किया
JCC. These all is going to be included, and that they're going to make the zero trust platform.
है ना
I'll explain what is zero trust platform. Then we have the GCC client connector, means Zscaler client connector. This is known as the GCC. These applications. So you have to use most of the time this application. This application means you have to put your email ID, you have to put your password, and it is going to be registered. Let me try to register right away if I can register it. Let me try. So this is not working for some reason. Let me try with different users. So you need to put Jude your email, right? You can see.
Okay.
You have to put your email ID, and it is going to try to log in. See, now it is accepted. So you just click it, and you have to put your password, right?
Okay.
Hold on. So the password you have to put it here, and then it is going to log in. See, this is registering my device.
हेलो देख रहे हैं यूट्यूब पे
Are you talking or you just free? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
चल रही है इसमें। यहाँ से बढ़ा सकते हैं।
Hi, Jude.
Hi, I
Ah,
lost you.
yeah. Why? Because I connected the GCC, right? So they just enforced
Okay.
the policy of the Zscaler, and that was Zoom was blocked, so I was not able to join. So,
Ah,
Zscaler, when you enforce that, right? This is going to imply the policies, whatever the policy available. So it might be Zoom is not allowed for my connection, so I have to log out again. But you see how I logged in, right? You noted that.
yes, I saw it. I saw it.
So you have to put your username, you have to do the registration, you have to download this software. So where you have to,
And excuse me, is it recorded? Okay, yes, it's recorded. Yeah.
this is recorded, right? So
Yes,
you have,
yes.
you have to download this software after downloading, and you have to basically install it. So probably I will explain how to download the software.
Okay.
So this is the software already I downloaded, this installer for the Mac OS, right? Similarly, you're going
Okay.
to get for the Windows OS, you are going to get for the Linux as well. So if I go in this particular portal, you just go here and let me show you. See, this is the GCC client connector, right? Portal.
Yeah.
So if you click it here, it is going to launch another portal, that is the GCC client connector portal. And here you're
Okay.
going to get more option to just apply the policies, download the software if you have the rights, right? So now I'm
Okay.
the client connector. See, this is dashboard. And if you want to enroll any devices,
अरे यार सर पहले तो मोमो के लिए
do you have the
पूछना
access of
था
this particular portal?
पार्टी के लिए
GCC client connector portal.
Yeah, I do. I do. You
अगर
mean
ऐसे
on my
बात कर ऐसे
company
मूवी में भी
Your,
कहा
your,
company
your
server?
voice is very low. Your voice is
मोमोज
very
यहाँ पे
low.
है मैंने ऐसे
Can you hear me in my?
पिन
Yeah,
कोड
I
से
went to. Yeah, I
टिकट
saw something like this when I was
Your
there.
voice is not stable. It's going up and down.
Can you hear me now? I'm really
Yeah.
shouting.
मैं तेरी ने
Yeah,
मेरे
yeah,
पास
yeah,
सुना
yeah. Please
देंगे
go ahead.
वो
Yes.
अरे मनीष
You
सर
are you asking if
पता मेरे ऊपर बिल
I
पड़ा
was
Mm.
just going through it?
Yeah. So you can see there are a lot of devices. You can
Yeah.
you if you go here, you can go for
अभी
the
तो
app
मोमो के लिए
registrations,
दूसरी
app
कंपनी चला
profiles.
गया तो
Then
क्या
you're going to
बात
get a lot of
करनी
devices. You want to get for the window, right? And Let me show you. See, this is the Windows, Android, Mac OS, right? So whatever
Yeah.
devices you have, even the iOS, Mac OS, Linux, so you can just click it and it is going to give the default device detail, what is the connected, right? If any iOS, it is going to give the iOS detail as well. And you want to enroll, then you can, we'll discuss later on what is all feature available in this, okay? This is a client
Okay.
connector. But this is the one product you can always go from policy and you can log in by clicking on this particular portal. That is a GCC client connector portal. And based on that, this app is going to be regulated and monitor. Which app? This GCC client connector. So if you want to regulate this app, you want to monitor this app, it is always going to be part of that particular portal. Clear?
So you need to download the
Why your voice is getting low again?
You need to download the ZCC client connector to your machine, and then go now to Zscaler and go now to that section.
Okay,
I'm
so
actually shouting. I don't know if the problem
no.
is on my side.
It's okay. If it's okay, coming
Okay.
great sometime, but sometime it's going suddenly lower. Look, that's absolutely soft voices start coming.
Okay.
So the how the step is going to happen, let me tell you. Means the one is ZIA portal, right?
Yes.
From ZIA portal, you can go to GCC portal.
Okay.
So how you can do that? You have to come in GIA. You go here, policy,
Policy.
and this is the option. You can see. If you
Yeah,
click
on my
on
mobile.
here, yes, here. That is Zscaler client connector, not a mobile malware protection, right? You can see this
Yes.
is the mobile
Yeah.
section. Then you're going to land in this particular sections, right?
Okay.
Right now, I don't have the permissions to download the apps because it's a read-only access, right? It's a read-only access, but in your case, you check you have the write-only access. No, I have the software. Give me 1 minute.
Okay.
So you can say you go in the administration and go in the client connector app store. Okay, make sense?
Yes.
Then you have to choose which OS you want to download. Let's suppose you want to install the Mac OS, you want to install the Linux, you want to install the Android. So whatever you want to install, let's suppose in my case I'm in the Mac OS, I'll go that and I can download the latest version. Download PKG file, download the app file. This is disable, this is enable. Similarly, if you're the window, you can download the 32-bit MSCI file, exe file, and like some OS support the exe, some OS support the MSCI. So you have to download and you have to install it. Similar for the Android as well. So if I want to download this one, I just click it is going to download it. And then you have to install it. See, it's going to download in my PC. Make sense? Then after you
Yes.
just have to do the normal installation process and then your Zscaler client character is going to be look like in this way. And you have to do the registration process. Means you have to
Okay.
put your email ID, you have to put your
Mm-hmm.
password. If I do right away registration, my internet is going to be disconnected. But this is how you have to do that. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. But now the application.
Again, you lost. Your headset is not working correctly, Zude.
Yeah, I'm on loudspeaker.
No. But why suddenly your voice is going to very low? You see your recordings, it's getting very low sometime. So adjust your headset or whatever you have because it's like not hearable for me.
Yeah, I was asking based on the application version. I see there are many versions there. Which one am I picking to download the ZCC client connector?
Okay, which one? You always
Yes,
go
because
to
application version, I see there are many versions
let's
down.
latest go always latest. That's always
Okay,
go latest, right? Enable one, okay? Some are disable, but these are latest one, so just go with this latest version always because latest
okay,
version having the latest features. All right, so you have to go always and download the latest version. Or might be your company having some recommendation from the Zscaler. Sometimes Zscaler recommend as well which version is more stable. So you have to ask with the Zscaler support means tag, and they will help you with the which version is more stable, and you can just go and download that as well. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah. So this is how you have to do that. Now clear? So I was talking,
Correct.
go in ZIA portal. After going in ZIA portal, go in the mobile section from policy, right? Go in GC portal, and then you have to download this section that is known as the client connector app store.
App Store.
Yeah. Administrator and client connector app store. And then you can just install and just start with that. Now we are good. Okay. So moving next, what else? Compliance, privacy, these are the features that is going to be there. We discussed ZIA, JDS. We have some more products also, right? Zscaler for business to business, right? Let's suppose two company want to do the communication. They have the different product, less popular, right? But still you want to do the communication company to company, business to business. Likewise, we're creating the side to side VPN between two company, third party integration, third party company. So we require VPNs. But if I don't want to VPN and I still want to make the communication, is it possible? The answer is yes, it is possible and you can do that. So that's the Zscaler business business is applicable here. Cloud productions means your workload is there in the cloud. Means your AD server is there, right? Your SAP service there, your Workday is there, your any other cloud-based application are there. So if you want to integrate your cloud protections, workload protections, if a workload is going to talk to the internet, I want to make sure my workload machine should be protected and no malicious content is going to be downloaded. No prohibited files should be uploaded on the internet. That's this cloud protection also is available. And they have the Zscaler Digital Experience and deception technology, that's a real-time ransomware malware. They have the feature, they can detect, they can block, and they can just take some certain action based on their platform, whatever the configuration you have done. So these are the products, right? But we are going to focus only these products in these our lectures: ZIA, ZPA, ZDX, and the client connector and Zscaler Zero Trust Exchange. Now moving next, what is Zscaler Internet Access? Already we discussed, right? We don't have to discuss what is the private. We already discussed, right? What is JDX? We already know about it. Shall I move forward or any questions you have in this particular sections? Jude?
This is a very good slice. I can't wait to have this to digest all this information. This is perfect.
Okay, so the explanation I have given, right? That's defining the theoretical or written concept in this particular what is Zscaler Internet Access. So you
Yeah.
can read it and you can just get what is the benefits we have, why is Zscaler we have, and you're going to get that one of the term that is a security service edge, SSA platform. So that's just similar to the secure web gateway that I discussed that. So we'll discuss again what is the SSE, how it is going to be integrated, why it's very important. And also we have to understand what is the SASE solution. Do you know what is SASE?
Secure service edge.
Secure
Secure access
service.
service edge.
Yes, yes. So we'll discuss tomorrow about the SASE. I will explain the SASE, okay?
Yeah.
But let's have the general discussion today, and then we'll discuss the
Okay.
SASE as well. We'll have the one class on the SASE, so you can going to understand everything.
Perfect.
So this is all we'll discuss later on. Now, let's understand Zscaler platform, right? How it is going to be happen, and what is
Okay.
the key component in Zscaler data center, Zscaler platform. So as I mentioned that when you going to start leveraging the services from the Zscaler, how the architecture is going to look like. There would be one branch, right? This branch have some internet connectivity, right? Internet ISP. Further, we have some kind of the final google.com. Might be you have some AWS. Might be we have some Azure. Might be you have some GCP based traffic. And in middle of that, we have something known as the gen. That is known as a Zscaler
Enforcement nodes.
yes gen, right? So
Okay.
how the component is going to define in the gen, okay, and how the connectivity is going to happen. So let's take an example. There is one user sitting here, or might be this is the user A, this is the user B, this is the user C. They have to go on the internet, right? Might be they have to go and access the AWS, Azure. They all are going to connect with the switch because there might be the office, right? And switch further is going to connect with either router or might be the firewall. Make sense?
Yes.
And this is going to connect your ISP link here. This is a pure ISP, and this ISP is also going to connect with the Zscaler gen. And further, we have the different ISP after that gen, which might be connecting to the Google's, AWS, Azure, and GCP. So you're saying like one ISP between the gen to the offices, office location, right? One ISP between your workload or any internet connectivity to the gen. So how the traffic is going to happen and what is the concept is going to logic behind it. So if I talk about the gen component, then you're going to find this component. You have the control plane, you have the data plane, and we have the loggings plane. There are three planes are there. So what is the control plane? Judy, as per you, how do you define the control plane?
Is it like the central nervous system, like it controls every? Just looking at what is written there, it appears to be the brain of the computer or the search.
Yeah, okay. So just think about in this way. Let's suppose very basic fundamental. We have the one of the router. I hope you work on the routers, right?
Yes.
Router have the also control plane and they have the data plane. Two things we know that. Loggings will discuss how it is going to happen. So control planes are generally we refer as the routing. Make sense? Means what is the routing?
Okay.
It's going to be RIP. It's going to be static routing. It's going to be OSPF. It's going to be BGP. It's going to be ISIS. These are the routings. And data planes are something where actual ports, like you have the gig 0 by 0, gig 0 by 1, gig 0 by 2. These are the actual ingress or egress port where traffic is going to come in. This is one port, right? Gig 0 by 0. This is another port, gig 0 by 1. So if this machine is sending a traffic to talk to this machine, the packet, let's suppose this network is 10.10.10.10 and this want to talk to 20.20.20.20/24/24. The packet is going to land on this particular port. That is actual data traffic is going to hit it here. Make sense?
Yeah.
But before this packet is going to send out to this particular port, it will consult to the brain of the router. They have the brain of the router, and that's the control plane. Means who decide I have to allow the communication between this subnet to 10 subnet, 20 subnet or not. If they say yes, I need to allow, then only it is going to process. If it say no, I don't need to allow, then it is going to say no, it is not going to be processed. So brain is think like suppose you are feeling thirsty, right? And you need a water. So what is going to happen? Your brain is going to give instruction, hey Jude, you are feeling thirsty and you need to drink water. Brain given instructions. Can you drink water by the help of these instructions? No. You need to bring your hand in somewhere or the refrigerator or might be the table where water bottle is there, glasses are there, and then you have to put the water in the glass or might be through the bottle. You have to take the water, whatever you want. But brain given instruction, but who did the work? Your hand, right? Your mouth.
Yes.
So that's the actual delivery happens.
Yes.
Just for a troubleshooting purpose, auditing purpose. So that the logging plan. So they are just responsible to make the logging in the nano log server. So we'll discuss how the nano log server is going to be integrated. So you can see design for the resiliency, that is Zscaler Central Authority, right? So this is known as the CA, Central Authority. We'll discuss what is the CA. And then they have the data plane enforcement node, Gen. That's similar to the your hardware is going to be there. They're going to process your packet when the packet is going to be received. And then they have the statistics logging planes that is going to keep your logs records. So you can any kind of they are going to enforce your real-time policy, real-time any kind of threats update is going to happen and health monitoring is going to happen. That is your control plane. And this data center are always going to be in redundant mode. Means user is going to come, land this. If this is down, this might be go there. If this is down, this might be go there. And they are just going to enforce the policy based on the central. This is the brain set. Judy, I lost you again. Your voice is
Which, can you hear me?
yeah, now it's okay.
Yeah, which shows that if the control plane rejects anything, the data plane will not be able to process anything. So the control plane gives authority to the data plane to process information, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The control plane is responsible to make sure anything coming. So in this gen, we have the three planes. Let me write it here. So you can complete this diagram. So one is the
Control
CA.
plane
Yes, this
or
is
the
the
central authority.
central
Yeah,
authority. That is known as the control
central
plane.
authority.
Yeah, central authority that is known as the control plane. Then we have the DP, data plane, and then have
Okay.
the logging servers. These are three component. So
So these
what
are the three component.
component in every component? Like three main component. Like we have the central authority, that is your control plane. That is a data plane. They have the lot of devices, LB is there, routers are there, right? Other memory processing devices are there, and that logs, which is the storage. This is going to be storage server, which is going to store your any traffic. So let's take an example.
Okay.
How this analogy is going to be completed. There is one user, okay? This user is belong to the HR department, okay? This user is going to belong to the IT department. This is going to be belong to the sales department. This HR is going to require access of the candidate. So require the jobs. But this IT required jobs. No, not required, right?
Yeah.
Because he keeps searching the jobs while sitting in the office. So I want to allow the job access for the HR department, but I want to block for the IT. IT I might be allowed for the cisco.com, gscaler.com. Like that I can allow that. Sales probably they require the social media platform, right? Because they have to do the marketing, they have to post something. Social media marketing might be they require the WhatsApp access. All traffic, whenever the user to understand what application, what URL need to be allow, what application, what URL need to be block. Router doesn't have the capability, what URL, what communication need to be allowed, and what is going to block. But this gen is having a capability to do your URL filtering that we discussed, your application filtering that we discussed, right, yesterday. They have the capability to ATP, advanced threat preventions. They have the capability of the firewall features. They have the capability of the DLP and sandboxing and few more parameters as well. IPS ID is also there, right? We agree? So there are
Yes.
two solutions we have. The very first solutions, let's suppose they want to talk. So we have to build the tunnels direct from my router to Zen. Okay? You have to build the tunnels.
That is something in initial stage we are not able to get, and because of that, it's becoming the blocker for us.
This tunnel can be your IPsec tunnel or GRE tunnel. So if you are going to build your IPsec tunnel, right? You have the max throughput, right? Around 400, like 400 Mbps, right? Just let me check. IPsec having the, I rated somewhere the documentation also. So max. So put for IPsec in Zscaler. So you can see maximum you can get the 400 Mbps, right? Clear? But
Yes,
if you talk about the GRE, right? It's going to be 1 Gbps.
1 gigabyte. Okay.
So there is a catch. Which condition I can make the IPsec, which condition I can make the GRE. So if your requirement to connect the internet or intranet more than 400 Mbps, you're going to send, most of the time you're going to connect the GRE. Okay? The GRE tunnel is going to be there. So I'm showing only one tunnel, but in real productions, you might be have the two data centers. Let me draw it here. You might be, as I mentioned that you are in the USA, so you having a two data centers. So one more data center is going to be there. That's another Gen 1, and this is going to be Gen 2. This again have the CA, this again have the DP, and then again have the logging servers. So another tunnels you have to build. Again, this ZIA channel. So one is going to be your primary and one is going to be your secondary. Make sense? So
Yes.
this could be the your, let me, you always go on this particular, this very good portal, help.zscaler.com, right? And let me just go in the ZIA and just click on it. Where it is? No. This is not a portal. Zscaler data center. Help is documentation, right? So you go here, data centers, Zscaler data centers. Config.zscaler, okay? You have to go in the proper config.zscaler, right? You have to go help. So you want to find your cloud. Right now we are connected with which cloud? Let me see. It's a GS cloud. You can see this is my cloud of the portals. So when you go in your company, you get the GIA tenant access, right? So what is your
Yeah.
tenant? It's a GS cloud or it is GS Zscaler.net, Zscaler 1, 2, 3, Zscaler Beta Government, and Zscaler into 10, Zscaler 10. What is your cloud? You know that?
I'll need to check that. I did not take note.
So please check your cloud as well, right? Which is your cloud? So let's suppose your cloud is GS Cloud, okay? So you have to go in GS Cloud and you have to check which region I am. So let's suppose you are in the USA. So which is your nearest to data center? Atlanta or Again, your voice is low.
That would be Chicago, because I'm in Minnesota.
Okay. Chicago. Okay. So this is Chicago. You can see this is Chicago. That's the Chicago 2. Chicago 1 and Chicago 2. So you have to bring a tunnels. You have to build a tunnel. That might be this is a Chicago 1, CH1, and this is CH2. Make sense? So if
Yes.
primary traffic is going there, it is going via the Chicago 1, it is going to down, it is going to Chicago 2. So you can make the further ISP connectivity via there. So traffic is coming from LAN, it is going to your JAN. Further, JAN is going to be check. If the user is going to be HR, first they will authenticate the user. If the user is going to be authenticated, then only it will check what policy is going to be applied. If authentication fails, then nothing is going to happen. Make sense? The very first thing, user must be authenticated. Means we discussed about it's a zero trust platform. So zero trust platform means you must have to have authentication. If my authentication is going to fail, you're not going to proceed for the any next step. You agree with me?
Yes.
So if authentication failed, we'll discuss how authentication is going to happen and how the further processing, we do the deep dive. But if your authentication is going to fail, you're not going to proceed for the next step. If your authentication happens, then you are going to check what policy apply for the HR. Are they allowed to access the Naukri.com? If yes, their traffic is going to be processed via the data plane to the Naukri.com. Similar, when reply is going to come back again, then it will again check, are the really Naukri.com packet we receive or something else we receive? Might be you access the Naukri.com, but reply is coming from the socialmedia.com, facebook.com. So that is also not going to be detained. So your forward and reverse, both way traffic is going to be checked. And that's why we have the packet flow of the, like, let me show you. We have the one of the slides here, Zscaler packet flow, which you have to understand. Traffic flow. This is handwritten traffic flow, but let me find the packet flow Zscaler. Yeah, probably in my slide it is going to be there somewhere. See, so this is going to be my yeah, see, this is my traffic flow. So the very first thing, client is coming, they are going to authenticate.
Authenticate, yeah.
If this is not going to happen, your connection tracking is not going to happen, connection ID, TCP session, and you are not going to allow to access any policy. So this first two is going to be happen, then your connection request is going to check app, URL, thread, DLP, bandwidth, and file. And then you're going to access any internet. And then when reverse is going to happen, then again you have to check everything. So we'll discuss this one, okay? Don't worry.
Okay.
But you understand in high level how it is going to be happen.
Yes.
Yes. So if sales is going to be there, you're always going to be check for sales traffic. It's like WhatsApp, Facebook, whatever it is there, it is going to be checked. Your marketing is going to be there. It is going to be checked for the marketings. If IT, they're going to check it's a Zscaler, Gen, Cisco, whatever it is, that is going to be checked. So this is how high level traffic is going to be there. So coming back again, these three component you understand, and this is something enforcement node. So across the world, they have the 150 plus data center, and also they have the different regions. They are going to stream your logs, and these logs going to be stored in their data centers, their high-end devices, and even you want to stream this log in your private data centers, private servers, it is possible by using the nanolog streaming. So we'll discuss how it is going to happen. But yes, this is how it is the New York, London policy. Gen is going to be there. They have the central plane authority, and their user is going to land here, then going to check the policy, then your performance is going to be further processed based on the your data plane, and then log is going to be captured. So this is again, see, this is the client portal that is going to land. The policy enforcement always going to happen from the central authority. Make sense? Means when you're going to hit the gen, it is going to performance, means it is going to check the policy enforcement, and then the same time they're going to collect the logs, and then they're going to talk to one user to another user, might be the any applications. And this is the zero trust exchange. Means user is sitting anywhere. You working as a individual employee, you working as a workload data centers, you working as a partner, you working as a customers. In case of the any scenario, you must have to process your traffic with a zero trust exchange. And zero trust exchange is nothing. The same architecture you have to put in middle of this all communications. Means this is your Zscaler data centers, which have three components. That's the control plane, that's the CA, that's the data plane, that's we already know, and that's the logins. So based on only three parameters, everything is going to happen. Every data is and in detail. What is Zscaler architecture and how internally my traffic is going to be processed? Okay. So again, you can see this is the same definitions we have, but overall you can see how the architecture is going to look like, because we are discussing the architecture only, whatever we discuss. So this is the users. You can see the very first thing, the user is going to be login. Let's suppose this my user is going to log in. Very first request, where it is going to land? Central authority, that is a brain. Then what is going to happen? Authentication of that particular user. Okay. So the processing, that's always going to check your policies, and based on that, your connection is going to be allowed. At the same time, they have the log centers. These are the clusters. Means replication is going to be happen. All logs are going to be saved in their real-time data centers, and you want to stream these logs to your internal Splunk, right? You have to use the nano log streaming NSS services, and you can do that. So means directly from Zscaler, you want to integrate your log in your data centers, your private cloud, your infrastructure. That is also possible. So this is how it is going to happen. And if I want to define what is my control plane, what is data plane, so you can just read it in here. So control plane is central authority, cloud central authority. The brain and nervous system of that manage the entire cloud, maintains the list of the users, means who is going to be there, the list of the users. Make sense? Groups, department, each unique ID, maintain all policy in the configuration of the company. Located in 3 or 4 data center for disaster recovery. Make sense? So you discussing yesterday how my traffic is going to be failover in case of the any failures, data center is down. So they maintain the disaster recovery. Means same replications. Whatever the information you have, the brain is going to replicate the brain backups. 1, 2, 3, 4. So one brain is dead, another is going to take a role. Second is gone, dead, third is going to take a role. Fourth is going to take a role. So what information brain contains? That's the most important. If you go for the any discussion, the brain is going to contain how many my company users are there, right? And based on that user, they are going to apply the policy. How many groups are there? How many departments are there? Might be the HR groups are there. So HR employees there. Your sales group is there. Sales there. Department also you can do that. Any department you can define, and under that groups or department both are the equal. You can do that. Group based on the application you can do that. Department based on their employee you can do that. And unique ID. Data planes again. They are the hardwares. Jane information node. The high speed inspection. The policy information. Correction. Identify the user ID. Single scan multi action. This is the another new term. SSCM. We have to understand what is the SSCM. So I will explain what is single scale multi action so you can understand. That's doing the traffic inspection, forwarding, traffic processing memory. Okay. The most important, whatever traffic landing in the Zscaler, they never put in the disk. Always process the packet in the memory. Means they have the processor, CPUs, So whatever traffic is going to come, they process in the memory and then they send out. Neighbor is stored. So there is no chance hackers can understand what the processing is happening in the Zscaler. That's why Zscaler is a very reliable product. And then we have the static plane, the finally how my traffic is going to be effectively like sent to the different logging servers and how we can integrate with the same and we can just stream them in our internal infrastructure. So these are the three elements that we have understand. Are we good for today? Any questions, please?
I am good. Yeah, this is very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. You get indeed a lot of things because we just started. So you always have to think what is my control plane, what is my data plane, what is my strategy. The only three planes available in the entire Zscaler. Now we have to understand. I give the high level understanding how the traffic is going to happen. In low level, if you go down, tomorrow we have to understand how the reporting data is going to happen. This flow we have to understand. And then we have to understand the packet flow. Then we have to understand what is the single scan multi actions. And then we have to move about the some traffic forwarding methods. Like what is the GRE recommended? You can see we're talking, right? Enterprise VPN, there's IPsec VPN. You can see proxy chaining. So we have to understand these all methods one by one. And then we have to move a step by step. And then we'll navigate the dashboards. We understand how to create the policies. We understand how to onboard the GSA. What is my forwarding profiles is going to be there. And like we make the trusted network, untrusted network. And that is going to be like a lot of discussion. Authentications. Clear, Jude?
Yeah, so the connection ID is being issued in the control plane, right?
Yes. Connection ID, you
Yeah,
can
like
see here.
slide 26. Slide
Unique,
26.
yes, unique ID.
Yeah, unique ID. Okay.
Yes. So see, connection ID, unique
Okay,
ID,
yes.
TCP connection ID, you can see here. And this
Yeah.
connection ID is always going to remain end-to-end connection. You can see. So the
Okay.
connection is going to
The
be
packet.
tracked. Means you can just think of the session table. You know any communication you're doing in the firewalls. You have maintained the session, na session, unique session ID.
Okay.
We in Palo Alto firewall or FortiGate firewall, we make na session tables. So that's the connection ID, unique connection ID. And that is going to be always unique ID. That's going to be always there. That's the connection ID you see here. Any other question, Jude?
No question for now.
Okay, please do your homework tomorrow. Okay. If you find any questions, and we'll discuss tomorrow again. Okay.
So my homework for tomorrow is what you wanted me to do something.
Yes, I
Just
want you download the this client connectors, okay, from the portals. This is your homework. Means I showed na
okay.
client this download, install, and register your emails for your laptop, okay? And check what
Okay.
you're getting there.
Okay.
Try to
Perfect.
capture output, okay? And show me the output screenshot tomorrow.
Okay. I will do that.
Yeah, so you just capture the screenshot, you show me the output screenshot, share your screen so I can explain what is happening there. This is how you can
Yeah.
learn better way, right?
Yes. I will do that.
Thank you, Jude. Have a great evening for you. Good sleep. See you again. For me, it's praise morning.
Yeah. You're going now for breakfast.
Yes, even I have not my brush, so I'm going to brush now.
Is it possible for me to have the slide and the recording, or
Yeah,
it's not yet
it's
time now?
absolutely possible, Jude. I'm going to ask
Okay.
team, they will create one portal, right? You have to register there. We have the app, mobile app, iOS, Android,
Yeah.
both website. So we are going to put this course there. You're going to be only accessible. You're going to access and you're going to enjoy that. Okay. So allow us some
Okay.
time. I'll ask team to they will do that for you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jude. Have a great evening.